Jambo mambo familia angu. Mimi ni Eli-Ben-Eli. Karibu ni mani kwangu. Ramadan Mubarak to all of those that are celebrating Ramadan. And I wanted to take an opportunity to first request this. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please like and subscribe. You know, my channel needs to keep growing. You know, I'm going to comment on two things today. I'm going to talk about the Rocio Cabrera kerfuffle, and I'm also going to talk about the injury that was suffered by Congrats mom. I don't know exactly what happened, but look at this. You're trying to hit me, okay? If this bone is broken here, in an attack, this was called a defensive wound. I have a suspicion that the reason why Congrats dad is nowhere around, nowhere to be found, is because maybe he's the one who caused the injury. Just saying, somebody attacked this woman. That's a defensive wound that she suffered to her arm. It would appear to me that somebody attacked her. She was protecting herself, and in the process of protecting herself, she had her arm broken. Now, Marwa has frequently made little remarks about husbands beating wives and everything. Apparently, among the Curia people, it's not that uncommon for men to beat their wives. Something happened to this woman. And I guarantee you, you're not being told the truth. But injury to this bone, that's generally the injury that a person suffers if they're being struck with a blunt object and they raise their arm in a protective gesture. You know, I feel sorry for Congrats mom. You know, she's being treated like an old bag that nobody wants, an old bag full of garbage. One son abandons her, staggering down the road. You know, the other son is being so impatient with her. Well, if you're gonna stay here, you're gonna have to learn how to blah, 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 blah. How about letting the woman be sick? When somebody breaks a bone, they're usually in a lot of pain. But apparently, with the Marwa clan, this doesn't really matter. Marwa is incredibly ungrateful to his stepfather. Marwa is incredibly ungrateful to his stepmother. He holds the father responsible for his blindness, and he said that in some videos. And you know, the treatment that they're giving that poor woman, this is a woman who has sacrificed and sacrificed and sacrificed. I have a personal belief that goes like this. I have known Seventh-day Adventists from Kenya, from the Kisi tribe, and from other tribes that had a second wife. You know, the tragedy in societies that allow men to have a second marriage is that once a woman is past those child-rearing years, she gets cast aside for a younger woman. She remains a wife in name, but, you know, and I have a feeling that Congrats mom is nearing the end of her usefulness. She's about to retire. She's not making a lot of money. Her children have really no serious interest in supporting her. They're blowing her off. You know, Rosio Cabrera is telling Team Wango, you don't have an obligation to take care of her. She needs to take care of you. Which brings me to a subject near and dear to my heart. Rocio Cabrera, the horsewoman from Argentina, the Argentinian aristocrat, the horse rider. You know, in this world, sometimes you have to take certain steps to stop certain kind of behavior. My dear friends, I'm gonna put an idea out there into into the net sphere, and I hope that it finds at least some willing listeners. Okay, why are you people angry at Rocio Cabrera for despising and not liking black people? After all, she's with a man who has made it amply clear that he doesn't like black women. And if you don't like black women, you can't really like black men all that much more, because look at the way that he treats his brother. Look at the way that he's treated the people around him. Marwa is a self-hating racist. He's racist against his own people. Rocio Cabrera, it's like, I have been around white people, and they have been my friends sometimes, or people that are just around me. And it's understood that if you use racist language, or if you are racist, I'll denounce you and I'll tell you stay away from me. Rocio Cabrera knows that she is in an anti-black friendly climate. And as to Marwa was humiliated when he went to America. And here in Africa, I'm saying here, in Kenya, Marwa is a big shot. But in America, people look at him and go, who are you? We have famous politicians, bankers, teachers, athletes, rappers, and along comes somebody, and some of those rappers, they have channels that have hundreds of millions of subscribers. Along comes somebody with a funky less than a half million subscribers, and he in his own mind thinks that he's the shit, that everybody's supposed to admire him. Americans basically is like, who are you? I mean, in the scheme of things, even having a couple of million subscribers is not a big deal. I don't have anywhere close. But on the other hand, I don't have any illusions. Marwa has a lot of illusions. He thinks that he's a big shot. So suddenly he gets himself let me stop and say something about the way that Latinos from south of the border are viewed in the United States. At this moment, the United States of American government and the state of Texas are clashing. It's almost as close to a civil war. Why? Because everybody wants to protect that border. If nobody wants illegals coming in from south of that border. Okay, what I'm telling you is this: Rocio Cabrera doesn't like black Americans. People from south of the border, and that includes refugees from Argentina, or buskers from Argentina who are singing for their supper at nightclubs and everything. They don't even want them in this country. So if Rocio Cabrera thinks that she's superior to black people, in America, somebody like her, someone like Marwa, they're considered less than nothing. The entire time that Marwa was in America, no black woman raised her skirt for him. He didn't get any. They're looking at a poor African who thinks he's a big shot because he has a channel on YouTube. They're looking at him and saying, oh, he's probably after a green card. They wouldn't give him the time of day. Marwa was less than nothing here. Rocio Cabrera, if she made the mistake of finding her way into America, they would pick her up. Immigrations would pick her up and probably put her in a detention camp. Personally, what I think needs to happen out of all of this is that Rocio Cabrera and Marwa, need to have people boycott their channel. If they're already a subscriber to their channel, how many insults will black Americans take from these folks? I say unsubscribe them. Unsubscribe and block both Rosio and Marwa. It's like people have spent a lot of it. Look at Aaron Dante. Aaron Dante has spent money on top of money helping Marwa. Look at all of these other people from Black Americans who have helped Marwa, and this is the respect that they're getting. I think it's time to unsubscribe from Marwa. You know, personally, I already unsubscribed. And Rosio Cabrera, I was never a subscriber to begin with. You know, there's something about that face of hers. It looks like a hawk face. And again, I always say, you know, Rocio, how does a woman without a behind, with two tiny little breasts that stick out like spear tips, you know, a skinny little face, she has a projected upper palate, you know, the woman, she has a skinny, predatory looking face. She's ugly. Let's come out and she's ugly. How does she hang on to a black man? I tell you what. That woman could probably suck a boulder off the ground. She could probably suck the insides of an orange with one single pull and flatten the orange. She can suck giant pebbles through 60, 70, 80 feet of garden hosing. When that woman begins to suck, you know, it's like if a person isn't careful, they might get their member torn off. I mean, it's like she's probably making Marwa scream hallelujah every time. Yeah. Pastor Boxman said something today that frightened me. It frightened me because I suspect that there might be something to it. He was saying that he has it on good authority that Rocio Cabrera is not actually a female, that she's actually transgendered. Wow. How do you think that those transgendered females and those men with certain lifestyle, how do you think they cause another man to give up chasing women for them? They too have that suction ability. Folks, if you haven't taken the time to like this video and subscribe to this channel, please also comment. I welcome comment. I love the subscribers that I have. You know, may God bless each and every one of them. They make life very, very fun for me. I love chatting with them. You know, I may have gotten myself into some trouble today, and I'll tell you why. There's a very popular, powerful channel. It's called The Life of Anthony, or The Life with Anthony. I don't know. He's a chubby little guy who likes to cook. And today he had like 4 or 5 big pieces of chicken in a skillet, and he cooked all of them, and he put in a can of concentrated Campbell's soup with spices and all kinds of different things. And I just had to speak out of the fullness of my heart. I told him that he's overeating, and that he eats, and he kept putting salt and pepper. And I said that I think that he's overeating, and that's why his feet are swollen, and that's why he's having health problems, and that he's gonna make himself sick. And so far, the people that have responded agreed with what I was saying, but I suspect that probably, just like they're coming after Rocio Cabrera, they're gonna come after me for saying this, you know. But you know, let me say something. Let me conclude by saying something positive about Rocio Cabrera. At the end of the day, if she doesn't like black people, if she doesn't like black men from America, my attitude is, Why should anybody be troubled by that? At least he's honest, and he admits that he's a racist. A lot of people that are racist, like her, will never admit it. But now that we know that she's a racist, now that we know that she doesn't like black people, it's time to go bye-bye, Rosio. What is it that Diana Kemi and Baby Carol like to say? Look, Rocio is from Argentina. What language do they speak? Their Spanish. Cater to her being from one of the most racist countries in Latin America, namely Argentina. Even though I have known some Argentinians who were wonderful people, let's cater to that. Let's say bye-bye, Rocio. Hasta la vista. Asante Asana, if you have watched the video this far, please like and subscribe. Please share. Please comment. Most of all, if you're celebrating Ramadan, may Allah be with you. May you have an easy fast. Quiet.